Alrighty guys, we are back this time with the Warhammer 40k event tanks. I went out and golded these tanks and live streamed them for about 2 hours today. I'm going to be recording these videos after that, just to try to get it out there to help you guys. This is the Predator UM. I do not have the green or gold camouflage yet. I'm going to grind for those. Really like this tank. Surprisingly troll upper glacius, surprisingly troll turret. Gonna do a very quick rundown of the stats. This is just the initial look. Gonna do a review after this. To me though, the highlight of this tank is the gun. The gun is just amazing on this tank. It is my favorite thing about this tank. Probably the best gun at tier 7, I'd say, at the moment. Uh, Getting ahead of myself, though, we're going to look at the protection. 1,320 hit points, 130 millimeters of frontal hull armor, 75 at the sides, 45 at the rear, 150 millimeters of turret armor, 35 at the sides, and 65 at the rear. Your turret is somewhat vulnerable on the sides, so try not to expose those. You weigh just about 50 tons, only 682 horsepower, so your mobility is not great. You have a speed limit of 32 kilometers, a alright-ish hull traverse of 28, but you have a very good turret traverse of 43. Your damage, this is an 80 millimeter autocannon Mark 4B, so you are talking about 180 average damage on your AP, 12.73 rounds per minute, 3.9 second aiming time, 0.319 dispersion, 284 view range. Your view range is a little bit low, but then 3 shells in the magazine, 1.5 seconds between shells, 11.14 second magazine reload. That means that within 15 seconds, you are doing right around 540 damage, which is very good. This thing has almost the same DPM as the NBT 70, but it has a lot lower. Your penetration's not terrible as well. You're talking about 165 on your AP, 210 on your APCR, and 38 on your HE, which does an average of 250 per shell. So if you can catch Nashorns, Spear Panzer 1Cs, anything like that, you can really do a lot of damage to those tanks. Only 145 on your APCR, so that's a little bit low, but at the same time, it's still a pretty respectable magazine. But the 1.5 seconds interclip shell reload is huge. 10% chance of getting set on fire, but I have been set on fire a lot of times in this tank, so watch out for that. I do not have that many equipment on it. I only have gunling drive out of the basic 4. Anyways, that was a very quick run through the stats. I really like this tank. It's huge, though. It's a very tall tank. I mean, you're talking about E100 size. It's a tall tank. It has very bad gun depression, and that can let you up sometimes. So just be careful. This is the first look. Basically, my impressions of this tank are extremely positive. These little side pylons are actually hitboxes. The machine gun things below them are not, but the side pylons themselves are. So if you're side scraping, you gotta watch out for that. Your upper plate is pretty good, but people can butter it up with APCR. Your lower plate is weak, of course. Your turret is very strong. You do have that cupola, but it is partially shielded by your mantlet. Your gun is ever so slightly offset. People can shoot directly at this view range thing and sometimes pen through that, and they can also pen underneath the gun, but overall this tank is really tough. You'll see that in the first match that I'm going to show you, I bounced quite a lot of shots. Second match, not so many, but you can see just how devastating this tank can be in a very short amount of time. Anyways, guys, I'll be doing the Vindicator next, so hang on tight. A lot of content going to be coming up. I did live stream these tanks, like I said, for about 2 hours, so check that out. Did ace the Vindicator live, but this is not the Vindicator, this is the Predator, so we will now get into the first battle. Alrighty guys, we are getting into the first bit of gameplay here. We will be having the Predator UM on Mayan Ruins, which is not a terribly dynamic map, but at the same time, it is pretty fun. Especially for a heavy tank with pretty decent frontal hull armor. This is not going to be the one that showcases the armor to the extent of the next game, but this does show how this tank can actually put out a surprising amount of damage in a relatively short amount of time. Its armor's pretty pretty reliable, in my opinion, against AP, which with the Pramo nerfs, a lot more people are using AP than they used to. Our Bulldog decides that he's going to do a full-on charge across here with nobody spotted. KV2 lights him up. I just decide I don't want to take that much damage. VK goes around the corner and, well, gets derped. Bounce 1. I only managed to put 1 from that magazine into the KV-1S. My fault there. I should have been aiming for the lower plate. Not this tank's fault. This tank has plenty of pen. Its alpha's pretty nice because it has an 80mm gun, so you're talking about 180 alpha, which means that you can trade effectively with medium tanks very well, which we'll actually see in the next match. Just kind of angling my upper plate around, seeing if I can get a bounce, leverage off my team's hit points. We have a KV2 here. He fires. Want to get some shots into the KV-1S, but I don't want to take more damage than that. So I put 1 in the KV-1S. He dies. I put another one into my counterpart over there. Spot a T-20 behind us. That is a very, very, very dangerous tank. Well, not a very dangerous tank. It's a dangerous tank to have behind us, so I put 1 into him. Back off, because now I'm on a clip reload. This tank has a very, very, very nice inner clip reload. See him backing off. See that my SU-152 could probably take him. I spot a Sturmil, which I want to take out. That gun can be pretty dangerous, especially this tank. It has a lot of pen at its tier. Gonna go around this corner, spot him up. 1 into him, 2 into him. Try to go for HE, don't. Put another 1 into him. I have no idea where our Jackson shot. That guy should have been dead. Our Jackson shouldn't have taken that shot. I'm on a clip reload. I know the Sturmil has a very long shell reload, so I'm just going to follow this Jackson in behind. We need to flank out those 3 dangerous heavy tanks. Expecting the Jackson to get a kill or kill someone, but he managed to bounce a shot. Put 1 on the move. I'm going to keep the 2 shells in my magazine loaded, because at 1.5 seconds I can put out a pretty decent amount of damage. Don't think anything is facing my way, so I'm just going to pop around this corner. In my opinion, the Predator UM is pretty dangerous tank, so I put 2 into him. I wish I would have rolled a little bit high there, might have been able to take him out, so I'm just going to reload. 88 turned around, putting shots into our Jackson. I'm going to use the fact that he's distracted to put 1 into his cupola, 2 into his cupola, 3 into his cupola in 3 seconds. So that's 540 damage in 3 seconds. Took about a half of his remaining health. Gonna kind of try to side scrape around this corner. Decide to not side scrape. Give him my lower plate because I know I can put out a lot of damage. I have the hit points. 1, 2, bounce it or miss. 2, 3. Take another 1 from him, but I have the health. My team's gonna win this very comfortably. Bounced a couple of shots there, not a ton of damage blocked. This just kind of shows that this tank is fairly mobile and has a very nasty gun. I think the gun's the best thing about this tank. Made of 51,000 credits. This tank actually earns a lot of credits. I feel like I don't need to spend a ton of premium ammo. A lot of fun. We're going to go into the next match here, which I think shows the armor off a lot, as well as one of its major shortcomings, in my opinion, which is the lack of gun depression and its really tall height. It's quite tall. It's quite tall, and the lack of gun depression is quite annoying as well. Since this is day 1 of this tank, people are still kind of salty about having it. KV2 decides that he is going to drive in front of me, not move. It kind of really annoys me. Somebody asked how did I get the tank? I already typed money, he types gold, he starts moving off. I will my turret in anger because I find that people drive in front of this tank a lot. Enemy light tanks managed to make it up onto the hill. I start off kind of slow here, just kind of derping it around. Type something out. But don't know where that one went. Put 1 into the I think that's the tier 6 American light tank. It's trying to see if I can wiggle my gun to put another 1 into him. Can't quite. That's an awkward angle. Decide to say the hell with it. Reload my clip. I have a very nice inner clip reload at less than 12 seconds. Just trying to see if I can do that. We're down a tank. Bounce one from him. Just trying to see if he's going to come back out. Zoom in a little bit more. Backing off, backing off. Somewhat hold down, but I do manage to put one into his turret. He dies. I have two left. Think, oh, I can go up to this rock, kind of side scrape around the corner, but this tank is so tall, it has so poor gun depression, you're not able to work ridge lines very well at all. KV3 pushes up onto the hill to take out the enemy Panther. I go around this corner. This is kind of where I make a mistake. I don't hang around there, but I decide maybe I can side scrape, bounce another shot. The Chiri actually really surprised me here, putting one into me, two into the side of my tank, three sets me on fire. I damages my engine, but luckily I'm able to stop myself from burning too much. I'm just going to back off. The Chiri is a pretty dangerous autoloader. Put one into the Panther, put two, don't quite have a third. Take one from the VK there, so now I'm at pretty low health. Bounce one, Dicker Max comes around the corner, bounce another one, take one from the Chiri, bounce a couple more. The shots were just coming in thick and heavy. I load HE here, which is critical, because I'm able to do almost 500 damage with two shots, which is slightly below average. Allow my Panther to take him out. Bounce two more shots. I am a one shot for every single one of the tanks there. Bounce another. This armor is very, very, very resilient when you're top tier. I'm now an exactly one shot. Bounce another one. My upper plate is very steeply angled here. They are kind of shooting down on it. I'm reloaded again at this point, so I'm able to put another one into the VK2801. I'm just trying to stay alive, leverage my team's hit points. We have a mostly full health Panther, who's been putting out a lot of damage here. He's on a couple of kills. I'm on a couple of kills. Light bulb goes off again. I'm trying to see if this guy's going to come around the corner. Panther picks up the kill. Really wouldn't have survived this battle without him. KV3 puts a nice hit in. Panther's putting out some damage. KV3 actually misses this shot, so I'm able to sneak around the corner, put one into him. Panther gets the kill, so I have two left. I decide that I'm going to put one into the Chiri, take him out, allow my Panther to just kind of go around the corner and get the kill. Panther's lucky he didn't die, but at the same time, someone had to make the sacrifice. I decided, why not me? I might have gotten a little bit higher mastery badge if I would have done that. This game is not here for the damage. This game is here for how many shots I bloody bounced. That is 14 shots bounced. I took a lot of damage there. This is a very tanky tank when you're top tier. Since this is a first impressions and thoughts video, what do I think about this tank? I think it is awesome. I think it is borderline overpowered if it had more gun depression. Its gun is extremely good, extremely, extremely, extremely good. I really recommend this tank. I recommend you grind the event first and maybe spend a little bit of gold near the end if you have to. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for the support. Give it a like, give it a share, let other people know that this content is out there, and goodbye for now.